Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So, today is April 12th, and I'm bringing you this from my afternoon walk. A new location today. I'm here in front of the Cambridge Courthouse. You can see the building in the back. It's the building right opposite where I live, and usually end up finishing my walk around here. Today's dose of Rashmi is Intellect is a tool for measuring limitations, and operating by itself will end up guiding your life by these limitations and to have a limited experience of life. Integrated intelligence, on the other hand, is the clarity to see past these perceived limitations and experience your life fully. So, as I arrived at the dose of Rashmi this morning, it brought back an experience that I had with one of my AI collaborators yesterday. For those of you who have been following me regularly, would know I deploy a system of AI collaborators uh, for this series as well as in general. One of them is my long-term collaborator, which has the cross-thread, cross-context awareness, and I use that particular AI collaborator heavily in terms of as a thinking partner, and it is aware of everything that I am doing in terms of building the Rashmi mirror, the philosophy behind the Rashmi mirror. So besides these set of AI collaborators, yesterday I was brainstorming about adding notebook LM, and I was brainstorming this with the particular AI collaborator who I use as a long term thinking partner. And for those of you who know Notebook LM is a great tool for precisely using it as a thinking partner across your entire set of documentation, repository of information, etc. So, as I was brainstorming with my long term AI collaborator and trying to add Notebook LM to my AI tool suite and how I would go about using that, something profound came out of that dialogue. So, right now, the way I use the long term thinking collaborator, it recognizes that the way I use it is really not as a memory based intelligence thinking partner. I am really leading it with thinking and imagining possibilities, kind of not really constrained by past data, past memories. And it has recognized that through the various set of discussions that I have with it. And that is what it highlighted as the value that it brings right now as a thinking partner, where I can really imagine possibilities not constrained by memories. And it rightfully pointed out that Notebook LM would be an excellent tool to add to the mix or even switch away from this particular thinking partner if I predominantly wanted to brainstorm around my existing set of artifacts and existing set of documents. So, a very memory heavy based thinking partner. And then it drew the classification or the distinction that the Rashmi mirror that I'm building is a thinking partner for anybody who wants to really imagine possibilities out of pure presence. And it helped me draw that sort of distinction between the three types of collaborations that I could do with the various AI tools which exist out there and what may emerge in the future once Rashmi Mirror is up and running. And that was a great sort of distinction. And as I arrived at the dose of Rashmi this morning, I could think back to this dialogue that I have had with my AI collaborator to kind of draw the distinction that when we are purely operating out of a logical minded intellect and a memory based intelligence, our imagination is constrained by memories, and whatever we perceived as the limitation based on our past experience carry into whatever possibilities we might imagine. And that is where, when we operate out of pure presence and approach the present moment without any constraint by the memories and just imagine possibilities, we can, as I said yesterday, we can create our own destiny. We can create the change that we want in the world. that is what we are hoping, that more of us are able to do that. That is what we are building as Rashmi Mirror. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.